Nights on Wednesday. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring you the Nights on Wednesday. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage as we look at the gentlemen who will be on the floor first. Littleton, Walker, Colonel, Walton, and Baker for Chipola. Walker, the top scorer with 13 a game, and Colonel, the top rebounder, with about 6 per contest. Meanwhile, if you were with us on Wednesday, you know that these 5 began things on Wednesday as well. Purifoy, McIntosh, Bayeye, Whitehurst, and Anderson. And, of course, the Coyotes, led by Mikey McIntosh, leads the team in scoring, leads the team in rebounds. Not many more tune-up games left. Next weekend to conference play for both. Chipola in the Panhandle Conference, as immediately you've got the offensive foul. And Coastal Alabama North out of the ACCC, which now has a couple of divisions, Division 1 and 2. Coastal North out of Division 2. Their sister school in Coastal South in Division 1. Purifoy trying to lay it in, could not. To the hoop, laid in for the left side by Walker. And the opening points in this one belonging to Chipola. Out to Bayeye, fakes the toss left side, then goes left to Whitehurst. Back over to Whitehurst. McIntosh to Bayeye. Into the corner. Down to McIntosh, and he's hammering around a bit. Foul will be called on J.J. Walton. And it'll be Coastal North putting it in play from the baseline. Well, if you are the Coyotes, I would assume part of the game plan, slow down this Chipola high-powered offense, 83 points per contest, thus by eating up a lot of that shot clock. They got a new one with a foul. Over it goes to Purifoy. 7 on the clock when he drops in the 2 and ties it up at 2. Enterprise State next for Coastal North. That'll happen on Monday. There is the 3 dropped in by Antonio Baker. And it's a 3-point Chipola lead. Down to McIntosh. Into the paint, kicks it out to Bayeye, launches the 3 ball. He's got it. We're tied at 5. So a couple of early ties in this one at 2 and 5. As it is brought down the floor by Littleton. Outside of the paint, Walker. Baker with it, top side. Into the paint, leans in, too strong. Whitehurst has got it, able to get it over to McIntosh. Coyotes trying to grab their first lead early in this one. Over to McIntosh and back out front to Bayeye. Whitehurst to Bayeye. Turns around, takes a look at Chuck Taylor. Head coach gets some instructions. Puts it on the floor with a left-handed dribble. Over to Whitehurst at the timeline. Purifoy back over to Whitehurst. 2 on the shot clock. Long 2 is too long. Lost in the paint by Walker. Able to get it back was Walton. But there is a whistle. There is a foul that is going to be called on Whitehurst. Here comes Greedy Williams into the game. 11 points a contest for Williams. One of 4 double-digit scores on this Chipola squad. From the top of the key, dropped in by Sam Pacis. 12 points a game for Pacis. Stolen away, turning around, going the other way, and that is Baker. Feeds into the paint, shot just a little bit strong, but there is a foul. And Colonel will shoot free throws. Well, I'm calling P-I-S-S-I-S Pacis. I guess it could be Pisces. At the line, Colonel. And he's a pointing away from doubling up the Coastal North output. Anderson coming out of the game. Whitehurst out of the game. Chi Evans checks in. Micah Willis in too. 1 of 2 goes Littleton, but the rebound belongs to Chipola. Over to the opposite corner. 3-ball nibbled the rim. Freeman with a miss. May sending it over to Purifoy. Into the corner for the Willis 3. It's good. We've got a 1-point game. Pisces with a glance to the sidelines. And then brings it to the Chipola side of the floor. Freeman over to Pisces. Trying to feed it into the paint to Walton. Tipped away, able to pick it up, bring it to the glass. Colonel rebounded by Purifoy. Willis to Bayeye, out front McIntosh. Evans in the corner. Double team taken away by Freeman. Shot no good. Purifoy with a board and an Indian with a foul. Chipola 3-0 against the ACCC. 2 wins over Reed State, 1 over Wallace Selma. Got a 1-point game and get an opportunity for the Coyotes to claim their first lead. Taking it baseline Evans, trying to slip it over to McIntosh. And it's swatted out of bounds. And it will remain Coyote basketball. Chipola has won as many games as Coastal North has played. Right now, Coyotes with the lead. Out of the corner comes Greedy Williams. Got sandwiched, walked with it. And the Coyotes with the basketball and a chance to add to a 1-point lead. Bayeye puts it in play from the baseline. Purifoy back to Bayeye. Halftime, a conversation with Dean Myron, commissioner of the ACCC. Actually, a conversation recorded back in November. It'll head to the archives after airing today, but we'll give it one more airing at the half. Purifoy with a miss on the 3. Ndalama down with the rebound. It is Miles Ndalama who is checked into the game. And Pisces to the line. Trying to tie it up and give the Indians the lead. Not quite 6 minutes into the game. Pisces a 56% free throw shooter. Averages 12 points a game. Second best on the team. Typically a starter. But coming in off the bench today. He'll go 1 of 2 and the game is tied at 10. So ties at 2, 5, and 10. Over it goes to Willis, shoots the 3. With the rebound, Evans. Off the glass for 2. And the 2-point Coyote lead, their biggest. Chipola's largest lead early in this one has been 4. Pisces fires into the corner. 3 ball is rattled in by A.J. Barnes. Barnes, a freshman. Chipola reclaiming the lead by 1. Over to Purefoy, back to McIntosh. Bayeye into the corner to Willis. Air ball on the 3 try, and is Barnes with the board. Pisces bringing it to the Indian end of the floor, and he will draw a foul. A little bit of crowd on hand today to watch the 14th ranked team in the country against the Coyotes of Coastal North. .13:06 to play in the half. Trey Durant into the game. Purefoy will come out. And like a couple of days ago on Wednesday, the last to get a breather of the starters was McIntosh. Right now you got McIntosh and Bayeye, the 2 starters who have not exited the game. A lot of basketball here on JockJive. We're home to South Georgia Tech, Coastal Alabama North, Coastal Alabama South, the ACCC Conference Tournament, the GCAA Conference Tournament. We're handling coverage on Flow Sports of the South Atlantic Conference too this year. So a lot of round ball before we head to softball and baseball. Got an offensive. Let's see who that's called on. McIntosh. And it'll be Chipola basketball. Also got a little Sneed State basketball mixed in. Their homecoming happens on the 12th of February. Pushed out to a 3-point Chipola lead. McIntosh denying the slam is Colonel McIntosh. It'll help getting up with Colonel foul. We'll give McIntosh an opportunity at the stripe, where he is a 65% free throw shooter. Coastal North, a 71% free throw shooting team. Coyotes averaging 73 a night. Chipola 83 per evening. McIntosh, 1 of 2. Over to Littleton. And that'll be a walk from Walker. And Coastal North with a basketball back, a chance to tie or take the lead. McIntosh getting his first breather, so tonight Bayeye is going to be the last starter to get a break. Anderson back into the game. Also checking into the game is Travis Johnson for the Coyotes. Over to Willis. From the timeline over to Bayeye. Durant back out front to Bayeye. And with a piece of it, Baker, but also with a piece of Bayeye was Baker. And Bayeye swatting the ground hard, may have injured himself. He sat out 3 games due to an ankle injury, and he banged those hands on the ground. I was thinking, uh-oh, is there another injury? But he's to the foul line and apparently okay. Bayeye averaging 5 a game. His forte from the floor is right here in the stripe. An 84% free throw shooter. He will get the first of 2. 11.5 to play in the half. And reminder too, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch the game there. You can watch it on JockJive.com. And you don't have to be watching it or watch it ever, for that matter, on YouTube to subscribe. But some programming that you'll only find there. 2 out of 3, Bayeye makes it a 15-all game. Pisces outside of the arc. 3 try no good for Colonel. Bayeye to Durant. Back to Bayeye. Willis to Bayeye. Anderson in the corner. Out front to Durant. And then Willis shooting the 3 in and out the board belongs to Colonel. Pisces to the Indian into the floor, short on the try for the stripe. And it's the Coyotes with a chance to break the 15-all tie. Into the corner, Durant, back to Bayeye. Nearly halfway through the half. Willis sending it to Bayeye. Pisces defending, screen set by Anderson. Willis from the corner, too strong on the 3. Pisces with a rebound. Too strong with the throw to the other end of the floor, intended for Walton. Nadalma coming back into the game. And some others as well, but a timeout on the floor. Our first comes nearly halfway through the half. 10-11 to play in the first. And we are knotted up at 15.
About to start my day, but first, coffee. Here with my coastal crew. Woo! And that's how I end my day at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Monroeville, Alabama. Side of Coastal North. And yeah, if you are familiar with the history of the campus, you know that at one point it was Alabama Southern. Undergone some changes. Used to be the Eagles. As a matter of fact, you'll still see some Eagles on the scoreboard and at the scorer's table. But now home to the Coyotes. Pisces with a steal. Lays it in on the other end of the floor. Back it goes to Bayeye. Whitehurst. Into the paint. High arching shot, got the roll. And we are tied up again. It has been a common theme in the first half. Let's see, 9 and 2, 5, 10, 15, now 17. As that is thrown into the corner and out of play, it'll be Chipola ball apparently. Looks like it did, I'm assuming, catch a Coyote. And Williams to put it in play. Over to Littleton, and the shot good. Long two and a 2-point Chipola lead. Durant back to Bayeye, giving to Whitehurst to Bayeye. Giving to get it across mid-court in the allotted 10. Durant out of the corner, top side give to Bayeye. Directing traffic with a shot clock now in the single digits. Flipped over to Durant. He'll shoot the three off the rim. Bayeye with a rebound. Flips it over to Johnson, short on the short two. Into the corner, 3-ball won't drop for Littleton. And you have got a foul on the floor. And it's going to be Durant picking up the personal. 7th Eagle foul, and that's got Barnes at the line. Biggest lead has been 4. And that came very early. Current lead is 2. Front end of the 1-and-1 good for the 60% free throw shooting A.J. Barnes, the sophomore. Trying to match that biggest lead of half. And a lane violation. Free throw won't count. And Coastal North in possession. Bayeye to put it in play from the baseline. Down the floor to McIntosh, back into the game. Able to get rid of it to Durant, to Whitehurst. Swatted away. Colonel able to get a piece of the Whitehurst try. It was Freeman on the drive, and Freeman with a walk. Willis getting back into the ball game for the Coyotes. Whitehurst will go out. And a little bump is going to turn in a Baker foul. And I believe that's got the Eagles into the bonus, or scratch that. The former Eagles and the current Coyotes. Well, no, they're bringing it in from the near sidelines. And now it does suggest on the scoreboard that we are still a foul or two away for the Indians to getting a Coyote at the stripe. Over to Bayeye. Shot clock at 3. McIntosh lost it, and there was a reason. Lost possession, bringing it into the paint. And Gerald Colonel, I believe, is the reason why. Markel Freeman is charged with a foul. So Freeman picking up the personal. Purifoy puts it in play to McIntyre. I don't think Bayi's been off the floor. Evans shooting over Pisces. It is actually tipped in by Walton. They're going to count it as a McIntosh two. And he will go to a stripe for the and one. Well, we're going to have to put Walton's name on the Coyotes side of the scoring book. McIntosh was nearby, and he's the guy that got fouled, but in reality, it was tipped by Walton in. And wouldn't you know, got another tie. That is at least the 6th tie of the game. Pisces sending it down low, swatted away by Evans. Willis will flip it over to Durant, too strong off the board. Pisces feeding to Walker, and there is a foul. It is a blocking foul, and Walker will shoot. Dante Walker, an 83% free throw shooter as a team. Chipola hit 69% of their free throws. Not sure what this conversation is about. Was there a question as to whether the bucket counted? Yep. They're counting the bucket. And it is Walker with the and one. Chipola trying to jump out in front by 3. We've had 14 fouls between the two in the half. Rebounded by Nadalma. Pisces got it out front. Tipped away by, trying to get it, couldn't. Tipped away by McIntosh. Bodies all over the floor. Well, we played a little game of dominoes on the way down the floor. And finally, it is Willis going to the line shooting. You know, when you line the dominoes up, or not just necessarily the dominoes, stack them together, hit the first, the other come tumbling down. Kind of look like that. McIntosh out. Back into the ball game is Willis. I make that Johnson. Willis shooting free throws. And Willis trying to tie it up for the 7th time, and does. Tipped away by Durant, able to pick it up, go to the other end of the floor, and drop it in. Coyotes with the lead. Back it goes to Pisces. Littleton with a walk. And Coyotes with the opportunity to get their biggest lead of the half. McIntosh in. Purifoy back in. Durant and Johnson will leave. Meanwhile, the Indians have put Christian Valorizo into the ball game. Nadalma is back in too. And re-entering is Williams. Into the corner to McIntosh, and to get out of a mess, ask for a timeout. 4:24 to play, make that 5:24. Half number one in a 24-22 ball game, Coyotes.
What's up, y'all? Here at Coastal, Alabama. I'm about to go and get this leg day started. Let's get it. We're here again after it today. You're... Oh! Hey, let's go, baby. Let's ride. Yes, sir.
Coyotes with the basketball and a 2-point lead. Back into the corner, it goes to Purifoy. Lost by Evans. And with it in hand while stepping on the baseline was Purifoy. Okay, I'm trying to do the math in my limited mathematical capacity. Well, I mean, it's limited in so many different ways beyond math, but you could have the possibility of 24 times, right? I mean, isn't that right? And 24, well, actually at this point, 22. Now 24. And we have had this game tied 8 times, so a third of the possibilities for a tie have been accomplished 8 times in the half. I know it's not really relevant, just one of those odd things that pops into this odd head. 24 each. And if you're Chuck Taylor, you've got to be very pleased with your team. I mean, granted, Chipola's got the capabilities of exploding at any point. But at the 4:30 mark, you're tied with the number 14 ranked team in the country who has won 15 of 16, and Willis giving the lead to the Coyotes. But here's the reminder. A ton of basketball to go. Pisces over to Williams. He'll put up the jumper. It's short. Nadalma had it, lost it. Purifoy with it. Over to McIntosh, off the glass. And the Coyotes with their biggest lead at 4. So both teams have managed a 4-point lead, and that has been the biggest. An indication of what kind of first half it's been. Pice is trying to make it a 1-point game. McIntosh slaps it back onto the floor to Evans. Over to Payai for 3. Off the rim, the board grabbed by Williams. Swatted away by Evans, but in the process, got some hand on the shooter. So Freeman shooting free throws. And a chance to cut the lead in half. Freeman, a good free throw shooter, 79%. Averaging almost 5 points a game. Anderson back into the game for the Coyotes. Evans out. Colonel back into the game. Nadalma out for the Indians. Littleton back onto the floor, and Pice is out. 1 of 2 goes Freeman. And then he'll come out of the game, and Dante Walker will get back in. Also into the game for the Coyotes is Jack Boson. Boson has appeared in 10 games this year, this being his 11th. Over to Bay, given to Willis. Into the paint, McIntosh puts up the jumper, it's short. Rebounded by Baker. Into the corner, out front it goes to Littleton. He's got the 3, and wouldn't you know it, here we go again, tied at 28. Son over to McIntosh. Out front to Bay. It is stolen away, and then stolen right back. Down low, Anderson off the glass. The biggest lead 4. The most possessions 2 as far as a lead over the other. Able to get a piece of it, Willis. Battle for the rebound. That is Colonel. And we're tied at 30. Tie number 10. And still staying tied at a pace of a third of the possible ties. Over to Baya. Whips it to Anderson. Trying to get the reverse, couldn't. Colonel picks up the foul. Anderson, who got his 7th start of the year tonight. A 57% free throw shooter at the line. Averages a point a game. Colonel out, Walton in. Durant in, McIntosh out. Johnson in. And Willis out for the Coyotes. 0 for 2 goes Anderson. Got a foul called prior to the pass. And the Coyotes are into the double bonus as far as 10 plus fouls, meaning Baker will shoot 2. First one missed badly. Obviously, Baker, a very good free throw shooter. But you know, there was an old John Denver song that said, some days are diamond, some days are stone. I guess some days free throw shots are diamond and some days stone. So the stone followed by the diamond, 31-30. Okay, it was a really old John Denver song. Would have to be, right? Busan swatted away and into the stands by Walton. And since I made reference to a really throwback singer, you're going, are you a really old announcer? Yeah. Loving the game of basketball, though, on a Friday night. A week that we thought would have 4 games, but Coastal South still doesn't have their gymnasium renovated. And now hoping that that will happen on the 11th when they play Shelton State. Inbound stolen away by Pisces. Lays it up and in. Chipola by 3. Over to McIntosh. Handed back to Bayon. Inside a minute to go in the half. Over to Busan in the corner. And he'll step out of bounds. No, he'll be pushed out of bounds. And the push by Littleton. So Busan going to the stripe. According to season stats, he hasn't been there yet. But has now. Trying to go 1 for 2. So Busan makes it a 2-point game. And you got a timeout on the floor. 43 seconds to play in the half. Indians by 2.
Think you need a 4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master a skill to land a job fast. And start your path to a career that pays. Discover welding at Coastal Alabama Community College. So what are you waiting for?
Yeah, they got a great concession stand here. It's actually kind of like a little barbecue spot. Those young ladies going, hey, they got great chow, great grub. Let's check it out. Chow down and watch some basketball. And what a half this has been, 33-31 Chipola. Short from the corner by Littleton, grabbed by Johnson. And an opportunity for the Coyotes to give us at least our 11th tie of the game. Durant. 3-ball misses the mark for Kamayan Bell. And the last shot of the half will belong to Chipola. There is the 3. It's short. And we have got a 2-point ball game at the half. Well, I mentioned Coach Chuck Taylor's got to be very pleased. Just a 2-point difference at halftime, taking on a team out of not arguably the toughest conference in the country in junior college basketball, the 14th ranked Indians, and are down only by 2. Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC. He's coming up in 1 minute.
Think you need a 4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master electrical and mechanical skills, process controls, hydraulics and pneumatics, and land a job that can take you anywhere. Start your path to a career that pays. Discover electrical and instrumentation technology at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Well, it's a conversation with Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC. Commissioner, how are you?
I'm good, Robert. How are you?
I am doing good. Boy, this is a change year for the ACCC. I mean, a lot of changes going on. You've added programs, you've got multiple divisions. So has it been different for you as a commissioner going into 23-24 as compared to any of the other prior years based on these changes?
It really hasn't. As I think you and I discussed earlier, if you did not know ahead of time that we had Division I and II, you would never know it. The only really way you would know it is if you looked, say, on our website and saw a Division I set of standings, a Division II set of standings, and maybe once we get to postseason. But it's been smooth. It's going to be positive, and I think the biggest positive for us is being shown right now with Wallace State at the National Volleyball Tournament. They're going to sweep their first round match at that national tournament. And no disrespect to them at all, we were just at a disadvantage at the Division I level, whether it was internationals, room and board, so on and so forth. So, that my mindset early on when we were discussing this is regular season and postseason, you're not going to tell a difference until you get to the national tournament. And that's playing out as we know it, right now with volleyball. We saw a little bit of it with cross country the last couple of years at Division II, being able to finish a top 5 in the country versus maybe a top 30 at the Division I level. So that's playing out very, very well right now, and we're starting to get in the thick of basketball, and we'll see a little bit of difference there. And it'll get a little bit busy. We'll have 2 separate tournaments, a Division II, a Division I, but really other than that's it. We'll have 2 teams being able to go to postseason, which will give more student athletes and schools and coaches and community the opportunity to experience a national tournament, which is always a good thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but technically all junior colleges in Alabama could be D2 based on the fact that none provide housing for their athletes, which is what makes you D1 status. Is that correct?
That is correct. In the past, our schools did not have an option of declaring Division II, but we were able to have great discussion with our presidents, outline the positives. To be honest, there really weren't any negatives. Our scholarship structure did not change one bit. So our schools were able to transition very, very easily. Our biggest thing that we had to discuss was how are we going to schedule? Is it going to be a state schedule? Or are we still staying north-south? So on and so forth. So, once we figured all that out, I mean, we're ready to go, and it's going to be a smooth transition for us all.
And I'm assuming it was to the discretion of the schools as to whether they would be D1 or D2?
It's completely up to them. And it's not a division by college, so you may have, we have like all cross country is D2. All of volleyball went D2 by a sport. But, we had a mixture of baseball, softball, and the basketballs. We did not have this happen yet. We initially did, but a school changed their direction on this. But you could even have men's basketball at 1, women at 2, or vice versa. So, it's completely up to their discretion. I kept the schools informed of who was doing what, how many teams we were looking at having, and ultimately it ended up about a 50-50 split of D1 and D2, which is a good mix.
Did you need a certain number of teams participating in each division to make, let's say, the postseason tournaments happen?
Yes and no. We talked about, what we didn't want is to have, and I'm just making up numbers, 15 men's basketball teams at D1 and 3 at D2. I mean, that's kind of going to defeat the purpose of what we were trying to do. But once and there were preliminary discussions with our ADs and coaches, it kind of had a good idea of who was going to do what. So no, there was no minimum. Now we will see possibly in women's golf. That's what we are going to have. They created a Division II level in women's golf. So really all of our schools except for one went Division II, one state Division I. And really that Division I school will still compete with us during the regular season. It just depends on where they may go for postseason. But so yes and no, we never really ran into that situation, Robert, to where we had very little schools. Now women's basketball, we started off that way because we don't have as many women's teams as men's, but that ended up working itself out.
What about where the postseason tournaments are concerned? I think the last time we spoke, I believe every sport had been decided where they would play their postseason tournament, but was that problematic? And will they always be like on consecutive weeks, or could they be playing simultaneously?
It depends on if our region or conference is a district. In the past, we've been together, so our region was the same as a district. Division I men's and women's basketball stayed the same, so that will be a region or conference / region / district tournament. Division II, they are districted with Florida, so we will have to play a week earlier for our conference tournament with that winner playing the Florida winner during the time of our Division I tournament. Baseball, it's the same thing. Baseball D2 will be a week earlier, still in Oxford, but a week earlier, and then our winner will play the Florida winner. In softball, we combined the region and district, so Florida will send their top 3 teams. We'll have 5, and we will combine region / district into one tournament. So we'll be crowning our conference tournament champion as well as the district champion. And then they could be different, kind of like we've had in volleyball, as you know.
What determines whether the district and region is included in one event or separated?
That's an NJCAA decision. And I try to get a little bit of information, and being in this 26 years now, I have a really good idea of what we may be looking at. I knew all along that baseball and softball and basketball would probably go with Florida just from a numbers, which is fine. That worked out well, and Florida and myself are really good relationships and able to work that out pretty easily. So yeah, that's an NJCAA decision, but I try to let our schools know, hey, if you go here, this is kind of what we're going to be looking at, and if you go D1, this is what we may be looking at. So most of Division II, now volleyball, we were in with Mississippi. Division II men and women's basketball with Florida. Same with D2 baseball and softball with Florida. Division I baseball, we are in with Region 23, which will be Louisiana. So they will send their top 2 teams to join our top 6 for an 8-team combination region / district tournament. Softball was fortunate enough to still keep their automatic, so that'll just be one tournament. Winner goes to the national tournament. Golf and tennis, they stayed exactly the same, so no changes in that.
Where these district tournaments are concerned that involve other states, is the host determined on a rotating basis, or how will that work year in and year out?
Yes. With Florida, I get with the Florida commissioner, and we talk about, if the numbers are comparable, That's easy, because we're looking at 4 years. So they'll host twice, we'll host twice. Now, as an example, D1 baseball, we've got 3 times as many teams as Louisiana. So over the 4-year period, we will host 3 of those 4 years, to make it proportionate to what we have. So it's basically a negotiating deal with those individuals from those regions. But like I said, those went pretty smooth, and everything worked out for the very best for both, I think.
We are putting this interview on YouTube, but it also airs at halftime of basketball games, which is only 15 minutes. So I've got about 60 seconds, but I definitely want to ask about the addition of teams, especially in basketball, because interestingly, Reed State, from probably one of the smaller communities in Alabama that has a junior college, has had an exciting start to the basketball program. So you've got to be pleased.
I was fortunate enough to go to their first game in Evergreen. Get a little Connecticut dog pregame meal there at the gift shop there. So that's always good. But it was a standing room only crowd, great crowd, involved crowd. It was a great game between Reed and Coastal South and Bay Minette. It was just a really good way to kick off the 23-24 season. And like I said earlier, if that game is any indication of what our season's going to look like, it's going to be a really good year for us. So we have a lot of teams that have gotten off to a good start, and we'll go down to Coastal North tonight and see them and Indian Hills play. And for us to get a caliber team like an Indian Hills to come to Alabama, that says a lot too. So we'll be there, cheering on Coach Taylor and Coastal North here tonight, and the women at Pearl River too.
That's right. Got Pearl River ranked, I think it is 13, taking on Coastal North, and Indian Hills ranked 7, taking on Coastal North tonight. Dean Myron, Commissioner of the ACCC, I feel certain we will talk again. Thanks so much for the conversation.
Sounds good, Robert. Thank you.
Discover pastry baking at Coastal Alabama Community College.
We are ready to get second half action underway. It is the Indians and the Coyotes. And the largest first half lead was 4. The lead of the half, 2. Both teams have enjoyed a 4-point lead at some point in the first half. And there have been 11 ties in the ballgame. That's unofficially. I can think of 11. As it is laid in by Walker. There may be more, but that's just an indication of what kind of game we have had. Indians scoring the first points of half number 2. And there's a foul. Or did it simply go out of bounds? Simply out of bounds. Thought for a moment they were going to call an infraction on Baker. Was none. He just simply swatted it out of bounds. Whitehurst, Purifoy, McIntosh, Bayeye, and Anderson. Same five that started the game, start the second half for the Coyotes. And for the Indians, same five on the floor that began the game. There's the lead that is the biggest. Littleton dropping in the two, and it goes to a 6-point game. First 4 points of the second half coming to the Indians. Indians with Littleton, Walker, Colonel, Walton, and Baker in half number 2. One minute into half 2. And we've got our biggest lead of the game at 6. McIntosh to Bayeye. Got on top of the key. Trying to work into McIntosh. It is stolen away by Colonel. To Littleton, swatted away from the backside by McIntosh. So the Indians will maintain possession. McIntosh with the backside block. And there's a timeout on the floor asked for by the Coyotes. Coyotes want to keep this one close. Don't want Chipola pulling away early in half number 2. They'll take a break, and we will do the same.
You're organized, driven, focused, ready to create the life of luxury in the most beautiful and unique locations, locally and around the world. Discover hospitality management at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Well, I mentioned the vittles were good. Got a reputation here in the concession stand. It's more than a concession stand. So you're going to spot folks in the stands doing one of two things, eating or checking out their phone. And there is a pandemic of phone checking. And okay, I am inflicted too. Put in play from the baseline by Littleton. Got it to Walker, he'll work it out front. Off the glass for 2 by Walton. In play to McIntosh. Over to Bayeye, top side. Give goes to Whitehurst, shoots the 3. Tipped into the air, rebound grab by Walton. It was a 2-point game at the half. Indians were trying to make it an 11-point game. Back into the corner. Colonel, no good. Wrapping up the rebound is Whitehurst. Over to Bayeye, thinking about the 3, Whitehurst. Back out to McIntosh, Bayeye into the corner to Purifoy. 3-pointer off the side of the backboard. Whitehurst with a rebound, and he is fouled solidly by Walton. But that was an unintentional foul. Walton was actually just going for the ball and ran into Whitehurst and apparently took the worst of the contact. And he is going to come out of the game. Coyotes have it from the baseline. Bayeye to put it in play. Out to Anderson. Able to track it down near midcourt. And then Pisces with a push. Five new Indians on the floor, new as compared to the start of the half. It is Williams, Pisces, Barnes. I think that is Aluma, which did not play in the first half. And you do have Colonel, so you've got one throwback. Behind top side, over goes to Whitehurst. Tried to kiss it off the window for two, drew the foul. Aluma picking up the personal. And Whitehurst to the strike. Coyotes trying to pick up their first points of the second half. And they'll take them wherever they can get them. Couple of makes it a 39-33 game. And an adjustment on the shot clock. The reason for the stoppage in play. Pisces to put it in play. Well, it looks like we're getting an adjustment on the game clock, too. Game clock at 17:20. Shot clock at 27. Back it goes to Pisces. Williams to Aluma. Out of the arc, Barnes, and he'll fire the three. And I think we got another shot clock issue. Yep, reset from 22 to 30. Bayheim puts it in play to Whitehurst. Over to McIntosh. Handoff given to Whitehurst. Bayheim, that is a long three off the rim. Grabbing the rebound while falling to the floor is Aluma. And it will go out of bounds off Anderson. A 9-point lead. Chipola has been on the cuspus of a double-digit advantage from about the last 3 minutes. And no, I don't think I've ever used cuspus in basketball coverage before. Over to Aluma. Down low to Barnes, kicks it into the corner. Three try in the bottom of the bucket. Williams will give Chipola the double-digit lead. McIntosh trying to work out of the double team, was trying to bang it off the leg of an Indian, threw it to Pisces. Missed by Williams. Pisces has got it back. Williams from the corner. He'll miss long range too, get it back a third time. Pisces, three ball is short. Three times, not the charm for the Indians. Timeout on the floor, Coyotes. Just about a quarter of the way through the half. And Chipola by 12.
Preparing for surgery is like getting ready for the big game. You arrive early. You get your mind right. You make sure every tool is ready and the team has the right equipment. Your patient may never know your name. They may never realize that somebody cared enough to ensure all the little tasks were done right. But that's okay. You do. Be somebody. Enroll in the Surgical Technology program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Part of our crew there at the scores table. Doing an excellent job of keeping us on track. 15:25 to play. I know I'm a little late, but let me extend Happy New Year's to you. 5 days into the brand new year. Won't be long before we're celebrating the start of 2025. Time definitely flies. And I mention it fairly often. The lyrics of the song that said, I thought getting older would take a little longer. It won't take long to get into 2025. Enjoy the year. Bayon trying to thread it through a tiny window to get into McIntosh. Stolen away by Colonel. Isis out front to Walton, and he walked. Only one game today, 2 games on Monday. Enterprise State coming to town, men and women playing. Women first, men to follow. And those are the games that really matter to the Coyotes. Granted, you want to win these, but those you definitely want a W. And how about the Lady Coyotes? 9-8 on the year. And right now have to be one of the favorites in Division II ACCC. Of course, you got to win the conference games. And the only conference game the Coyotes played, they lost to Snead State on the ladies' side. But a lot of anticipation where both teams are concerned, men and women at Coastal North. Well, I'm not sure what the conversation with the bench was. It might have been, hey, the bench has got to grab a chair. Kind of like a bench warming, a warning rather. Not a bench warming. Bench warming is not what you want to be doing, but a bench warning. Hand it over to Bayeye as we get inside 15. McIntosh with the screen. Bayeye goes the other way. Over to Whitehurst. She Evans in the game. There is a push. And I think they're going to charge a foul to both McIntosh and Colonel. A double foul, which you just don't see that often outside of technicals. And now the officials stopping play again. Brought in from the baseline, and I think the conversation between officials was for one to offer an explanation to Chuck Taylor. He played a McIntosh and another foul. That will be charged to Walker. McIntosh at the line. 18 points a night, nearly 9 rebounds a contest. And started every game this year. The sophomore is definitely the team leader in so many different categories. Trying to make it a 10-point game. All second half points for the Coyotes have come from the line. They have yet to hit one from the floor in half number 2. Lost out of bounds, almost out of bounds, but Williams alertly picks it up. Fires into the other corner to Pisces. Whitehurst trying to return and defend, and Pisces instead pushes the lead out to 13. Stolen away by Pisces. And that is thrown away, trying to get it into the corner to Williams. Inside 14 to play, a 48-35 contest. Chipola looking for their 16th win. Coyotes looking for their 6th. New NJCAA poll should be coming out next week. Last one's came out before the holidays on the 11th of December, so a lot has changed. Purifoy with a miss, able to get it back. And it is blocked by Colonel. And you got to believe that if Chipola holds on to win this one, they're going to see some upward mobility in the new polls. Littleton, a little off. And a foul as Whitehurst tries to come down with the rebound. Dante Walker committing the personal. And we are already in the bonus on the guest side of the scoreboard. And this typically is where one team likes to draw the officials' attention to the scoreboard, which shows Chipola with 9 second half fouls and Coastal North with 1. Whitehurst hitting the first. McIntosh out of the game, Johnson in. Michael Willis is on the sidelines, and now he comes in. And Whitehurst will exit. An 11-point game. Baker hands it over to Nantalama, and Nantalama again making the difference between home and visitor, 13. Payai trying to get it to McIntosh. It is stolen away. Other end of the floor, Littleton off the glass. That was Aluma with the steal and set things up on the other end of the floor. Fade, firing Johnson, missed, rebounded Alumna. Hands it over to Littleton. Make that, yep, Littleton. Heading to the Chipola end of the floor. Eight minutes of the second half and 1 Coyote field goal. Into the corner, Baker will put up the 3. Rimmed it in and out. Fight for the rebound, bodies on the floor, Baker with it. reaching in to take it away. That was Durant. And you got a shot clock violation. Into the corner, Evans. And Evans fouled by Nadolma. Evans, who sat out about 10 games due to injury, getting back to the hardwood after the holidays, averaging 7 a game. Only played in the first 7 and started 3 of the 7. Trying to work his way back to the starting lineup. Littleton with a lean in for 2. Coming in to take it away from the backside is Aluma. Thrown back onto the floor, Aluma with it. Other side of the floor, Baker, and Baker stepped out of bounds. Well, let's pull up the old Google Calendar and see exactly what we've got coming up. I know we've got Enterprise State on Monday, but there is more to next week, as it'll be put in play from right beside the Chipola bench. Trey Durant into the game. Johnson swatted away by Baker. Over to Littleton, and he'll drop in the 3. Pull-up jumper, Willis, and air ball. Purifoy with the rebound. Anderson. Out front to Johnson. He'll back it up, reset the offense. Inside 10 to play. Leisurely stroll down the floor for Littleton. Most of the guys getting ready to step onto the floor, 3 each. 3 Indians, 3 Coyotes. Here, ball on the Freeman 3 try. Loose ball, battle to get it. The 2-1s fighting for it, Purifoy and Walker. And Pisces putting it up from the corner, knowing that the shot clock was dwindling. Into the corner, Whitehurst for 3. A 15-point ball game. Pisces sending it over to Freeman. Freeman driving it down low. And Evans will pick up the foul. So that has got Freeman going to the stripe shooting. Rebound off the miss. Indians get it back, and Walker slams it. Pay with the Coyote into the floor. Over goes to Purifoy into the corner. That is Whitehurst. Bayeye from near the charity stripe trying to bank it. Whitehurst had it, lost it, picked up by Walker. Over to Pisces. That is Walker for three. Off the mark, Bayeye grabs it. No good with the shot by Purifoy. McIntosh over to Whitehurst. Misses on the three. It is kicked out to Williams. He'll bank it off the glass. Evans fades. Colonel with a rebound. To the glass. Williams extends the lead to 21. 2.5. 19 tacked on in the first 13 minutes of the second half. McIntosh missing it from short range. Williams has got it. It is laid in by Walker. And Coach Chuck Taylor says, I have seen enough. Asked for a time with 7:08 to play. And the Indians now out in front by 23.
It's the dreaded appointment. You've put it off long enough. You've run out of excuses. And now you've got to face your fears head on. Fortunately, there's someone there who won't hold your feelings against you. Somebody whose efforts instead will give you your best selfie smile. You'll thank her when it's over. Be somebody. Enroll in the Dental Assisting Program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Well, I promised you a look at what was coming up. Transfer data today to a new iPhone. I'm telling you my woes. Took me about half the day. I would like to say a half hour, but about half the day. Got it transferred, and then all of the apps, you have to sign in again. Heck, I don't remember my password. I mean, you create a password to be forgotten, right? Of course, I think it's supposed to be remembered by he who creates it. But there is another way to find out who we've got on the schedule. So I've gone to the website. Enterprise State on Monday, Shelton State on Thursday. Monday against Coastal North, Thursday against Coastal South. And it looks like we got a Saturday game in Georgia. Andrew College taking on South Georgia Tech. So Monday, Thursday, Saturday doubleheaders here on JockJive and on YouTube. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as follow us on all the social media stuff. Heck, if it's free, we do it. TikTok, Instagram, Threads, X, the former Twitter, Facebook. Baker bringing it topside, gives down low, and then Talama slamming it in. Bayeye, who has not been off the floor much. Over to McIntosh. Whips it to Whitehurst. Shot clock into single digits. Bay dropping in the three. "33 points in the first half for Chipola, 34 in half number 2 with still 5 minutes to play, and then Donovan will get fouled while scoring 2. Coastal Alabama North, a 31-point first half, 15 points thus far in half number 2. Then Donovan, a 68% free throw shooter, averaging 4 a game. Banks in the and one. Over to McIntosh. Whitehurst down low to Purifoy. McIntosh with a miss from the elbow. A.J. Barnes with a rebound. Into the corner, Baker fires it down low to Barnes. There's the 3 try, a little bit short from Littleton. Batted into the air, and Purifoy will take it. Feeds into the corner. Bay out front to Whitehurst. McIntosh sets the screen. Bay rocket to Anderson. He'll shove it to the hoop. Saved onto the floor into the hands of Littleton. And you got an offensive charge to Walker. Chipola averaging 83 a game. 13 away from that mark. 73 a contest for North. And they are 27 away from their per game average. By the way, speaking of Shelton State coming to Bay Minette on Thursday, good Lord willing, and the renovation done. Congratulations to Madonna Thompson, who over the holidays picked up her 700th career win. Into the corner to Barnes. Barnes with a miss. Whitehurst slips, has to get rid of it to Purifoy. Into the corner to McIntosh. May thinking about the 3. Whitehurst shoots the 3. Hits the 3, does Whitehurst. Well, I thought there was a timeout call, but apparently not. Oh, there we go. Some perspiration on the other end of the floor. And that is what has put things on pause. And I know I've mentioned it before, but they have stepped into just a little, moisture on a gymnasium floor. It sent this body in ways a man's body just wasn't meant to go. So you want to get that stuff up. Better safe than really sorry. So it's wiped up. We're back to the basketball in a 70-52 game. Taken into the glass on the left side, that is Dean Coleman Newsom, who has checked into the game. Newsom with no first half minutes, but in the contest now. It is behind Whitehurst, but able to go back and get it. Wants another 3. he's got another three. 9 points a game for Whitehurst, and he's got that and more in threes today. A 15-point game is a 5-possession contest. Granted, the odds aren't real good you overcome a 3-possession contest in 3 minutes, but I assure you, somewhere in the world of junior college basketball, it's been done before. And the Coyotes saying, why not tonight? Bayai to McIntosh, Whitehurst with it. He's had the hot hand. Into the corner to McIntosh. And that will be off Purifoy into Colonel's hands. Down the floor to Pisces, able to lay it in. Well, a 6-possession game with 2:25. The odds even more so against her. And now you've got the Coyotes basically trying to play well in the final 3, or roughly 2 now, in preparation for conference play on Monday. Floated to Colonel, and McIntosh rejecting the shot. Trio of Coyotes set to check into the game. Willis, Johnson, and Durant. Bayai will come out for the first time in the half. Purifoy and Anderson exit the contest too. Short on the shot by Colonel, and it is out of bounds off a guy wearing navy blue. In play to McIntosh. Hand off to Whitehurst, instead handed to Baker. And Baker will slam it down for Chipola. Timeout on the floor. That is simply for the process of getting some substitutes in. And actually not plural on the Coyotes' behalf, just Bale. But there are multiple substitutions for the Indians. Newsom's back in. Prince Johnson into the game. Christian Valorizo, who had some first half minutes, back in. And Pisces back in too. Johnson out to set the screen. Back it goes to Johnson. Pisces with a rebound. Inside a minute to play. And there's a foul that will have Newsom shooting free throws. A 43% free throw shooter, averaging 3 a night. Newsom missing his first, making his second. He'll get one more. And good as well. Whitehurst trying the long three. The board grabbed by Freeman. Pisces. And you got a walk or a push or a jump ball. Heck, I'll run through everything you can have in a basketball game. So again, a jump ball. Mousson coming into the game and Whitehurst coming out. Seven-second differential between game and shot clock. And apparently the possession arrow now indicating Indians. Let's see. And yeah, that is the indication. So instead of Coyote ball, it's Indian ball. Valeriso trying to get into the scoring column. Busan with the board. Pisces steals it away. Valerisa says, I'll do it this time. Bell with a miss on the three try. Wrapped up by Valeriso. Over to Pisces. And I think coach just said, hey, call off the dogs. This one's in the books. 78-55, your final score. Chipola will improve to 16-1 on the year. Coyotes will fall to 5-11. With the games that count for both on their way. Conference play, which starts next week. Don't forget, we'll be here on Monday. If the gym is ready, Bay Minette on Thursday. We know the gym's ready in Georgia on Saturday. Enterprise State and Coastal North Monday. Shelton State, Coastal South Thursday. Andrew College and South Georgia Tech on Saturday. See you then. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. For all the folks with all the Coastals and with JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody, and thanks for watching.